comics. THEE100s was created by Kevin Cross in an attempt for himself to move forward with his personal project, his comic book. At least 30 minutes a day for 100 days to make it into a habit. And lots of people have joined it. The link for the THEE100s group on Facebook is down below in the comments section. So I hope if you're a comic maker, amateur, pro, you're working on your own personal project, then join us. We'd love to have you. So today's episode, the main chunk of it, story-wise, will be $40 a page for a 120-page graphic novel. That's what somebody offered me for as an inking rate. I'll get into that. As you can freaking imagine. But some topics I'll be covering: down comic, crowdfunding, and subscription. So won't you join me in today's episode? I will mention that the last episode, if you watched the video, was all about Pimp Your Comic. And I'd say it's a partial success. My videos, definitely got more views on it. And it's got a bunch of people commenting on it. Not everybody, that just, regular people leaving a comment, mixed in with some people who left their comic book link. So if you want to go check that out, go back to my Pimp Your Comic day 5 of my 100 days. See what that's all about. It's something I did on DeviantArt and Facebook to huge success. I wouldn't say that happened on YouTube. In fact, I was worried for a big part of the day that it wouldn't get no action whatsoever. And once it did get action, I was worried that the comments weren't showing up. And there seems to be like at least one of the comments won't show up if you go there. But if you press on sort comments, I'll go there now and see for myself. It says 10 comments currently. And not all 10 are showing up. Actually, the only one not showing up is by Jeff Lafferty. Sorry, Jeff. I don't know why that is. Who included a link to his BERSERKONAUT, which is 50% funded. Awesome. I'm so glad because I shared it. And it got seen by 3 more people. But yeah, most of the comments you'll see there. So I'm thinking I'll have greater success if I do this a couple of more times on YouTube. So maybe I'll do it again within my 100 days. So that is all about Pimp Your Comic. Okay, so I wanted to backtrack to my original day 1 post of this 100 Days of Making Comics, Making Has Comics, and talk a little bit briefly about my goals there. Now, my ultimate plan is to have a fully functional studio, essentially. And I've already hired one more person, that being Gary Odd. Gary Odd, as he's known around the interwebs, and Edmund. And I'm hiring him to draw my superhero team book. And I plan to do a small group of titles that would be all superhero titles, much like how the Avengers is structured. There'll be the team title and single solo hero titles, and there'll be men and women in the group, so some diversity in that sense. Race will also be diverse, without giving too much away. Age will be different, but they'll all be fighting as a team and as solo. So I don't think I'm, the greatest writer in the world or the greatest artist in the world, but I may attempt at some point to draw one of the books, but I have people in mind already, so don't go asking me to hire you. Sorry, just don't have the money. But yeah, above and beyond just publishing a bunch of comics, superhero as well as solo one-shots and other things I got in mind. Hiring a bunch of my friends to do the artwork on a bunch of the titles. I'll probably be hiring colorists. Like I said, all people I already know that would greatly appreciate ongoing work. One of the main goals is really to get all this funded hopefully within my 100 days. So might as well talk about it more than just once. And that goes to both crowdfunding and as well as to subscription. The two topics I said at the beginning of this episode. So I want to crowdfund the whole thing, and currently I have two ways. I have a Patreon page, which you can go and become a subscriber, essentially, to my work, and there I'll be giving away progress on my what will eventually be a web strip called Neon Eden, and that's done in the fashion of like old newspaper strips. If you don't know what that is, kids, sorry, look it up on Google. I'll be doing everything on that myself, so you'll get behind the scenes of that progress and how I'm doing it. And if you have any old questions, become a patron, and you can ask me directly there, as well as interviews I plan on doing once I'm caught up on the landslide of work I currently got going on for myself and for others. But yeah, so by becoming a patron, you support me working towards running a full-fledged studio, and the ultimate would be to actually have offices and to have people working full-time within the offices. But as every means I have of making money online and off, grows and grows, I'm going to be hiring more and more people, and as well as putting it towards improving things like this, getting a better camera, getting a better setup where you can see me working much, much better than you can currently. Improving my internet, which hopefully within the next week I'll be able to do, or at least start that process happening. And yeah, I mean, I'll be live streaming a lot more once the quality of everything goes up. So you'll be able to interact with me personally. If you're a fellow creator and for whatever reason you think you have to up your game, and are looking towards other people in the industry for advice and maybe to help you develop it, I put on a tier on my Patreon called mentorship. If you go under, if you essentially subscribe to that level on my Patreon page, I will personally work with you throughout each month that you're subscribed to that, to make sure that you are improving, believe it or not. I have worked with other people in the past and have done that. So now I'm offering that on my Patreon page. I have plenty of people that, send me scripts or send me their comics and say, hey, look this over, or say, what am I doing wrong, on my sites, or what do you think of my website, quality of my comic, everything and anything. I will make sure that we cover what you want to cover. Another thing I wanted to mention was, as one of my main topics was down comic. In many ways, I feel like this currently, and it extends beyond my 100 days, but definitely, I have been keeping up since day one, which was August 6th, with doing 30 minutes each day. Sorry I haven't been posting. That will change tomorrow. And that's a hint of what's to come. But I feel in many ways everything's taking a turn, and I realize I am buried both in what I'm doing for other people and what I'm doing for myself and trying to accomplish. And I'm feeling the results already, and I'm getting messages from people I admire, friends, peers within the comic industry and just art in general industry, that they also see this, and it makes me so happy. It's like, I put in my time each day, and most of which you don't see, and it's just blood, sweat, and long hours, and my days or nights are blurring, but I don't care. I'm more content than I've been in a long time. Some of you know that I didn't go through a nasty divorce, but I broke up with my ex, and I'm single now, and it was up and downs of maybe I was dating, maybe I wasn't. This is still a question, but I've had challenges with my pets, and I want to get the freak out of here, my small apartment. I'm just pushing forward, and it's much like Odd said in my day one video. You gotta risk it all, and it's okay to fail. I feel like not only am I putting in the work, but that I am grabbing onto that notion 110%, of just busting my ass regardless of how things pan out. It's like I'm content today, and I'll be content tomorrow because I know I put in my due, So, okay, how it relates to Down Comic is, there's that collaboration is out there, and not everybody has seen it or heard about it yet, but those that have are impressed with what they've seen or read, and it's only going to get better and better, and it's like a strong leg to a table of what I'm trying to accomplish. I have other collaborations which I'll be able to talk about more down the line. So it's like, Down is one of them, and yeah, there's so much more I'm excited about. But as far as what I'm working on and producing for myself, Blood Rights, which is what I'm making here, is definitely one of them. Working with the author, working with the writer Trevor and with the artist Rodney, it's a real treat. And just like my collaboration with Down, but Blood Rights is more my baby. I'll be co-writing it, I'm inking it. I'll have a say across the board of how well it's produced, but also I'll be publishing it under Has. So it doesn't directly tie in with other things I got going on, but it does tie in with something, hint. And I can't wait for you guys to hear all about that. And I'll mention, since talking about Blood Rights, the inking within this video, and I go back and quickly scan what I did that day just to refresh my memory, because I gotta catch up, and that will be tomorrow. The inking is like, I'm exploring how to ink Rodney best. And specifically with this video this day, if you can see, because I know I gotta get a better camera, and I try to put it closer to the camera towards the end of the video, but I go thick, and I'm also playing around like with the feathering. I go thick, but I also throw in a lot of thin stuff, and I'm really trying to find the happy medium and explore along the way what looks good, what's stronger as far as the line work over Rodney. Excuse me. So I think I'm getting there. I'm happy with every line I've laid down so far, but I know it could be 10 times better. And as I've said plenty of time before, it really takes me an issue or two working on a penciler to to truly mesh my style with theirs. And as far as Rodney's pencils go, he's kind of leaving it wide open from what he's penciled for me to interpret it that way. So when we start talking about issue 2, which is a ways away, but hey, if you become a patron, you know, I really, truly, my goal is like a monthly goal of $3,000. And I'm currently at $48 a month. If I can get to $3,000 a month, I can make this like at least a bi-monthly book. So if you want to see me produce books on a regular basis, then not only become my patron, but share to all your friends that you became my patron and you're totally satisfied with me becoming my patron, because I have crazy, insane goals that I want to reach. And you know, it's like, I look at it this way. You can get a cup of coffee every day, or you can get a Netflix subscription, or you can, you know, put that money, hard-earned cash, towards something like funding a creator like myself, and, you know, help achieve a greater goodness within my career, and you reap the rewards of seeing like more and more of my work produced. All right, enough preaching. I'll go on to the last subject, which is the very next Studio Synergy will be my 50th. If you don't know what Studio Synergy is, it's me and myself talking with, I'm only one person, talking with a lot of my friends in the art industry or the comic industry, while we're working in our own studios. So it's a virtual gathering of people talking about the ins and outs of this crazy, insane industry, and our personal challenges and our triumphs and our failures, and how-tos and tutorials and everything. Trust me, we go on for an hour, sometimes a couple hours, and there's so many gems that we cover. I am really proud of a ton of my past episodes, that being 49 of them at this point, that I've done and talked with a wide range of creators, both like people you never heard of to people you might have seen online 100 times, but you really got to know them during the streams. Yeah, they're all live streamed, by the way. And true professionals that I am shocked and not dismayed, but just fanboyed out that they came onto my streams. And I hope to have a bunch of them, maybe in my 50th, but definitely afterwards. You know, scheduling these things it's crazy insane. But yeah, that's another thing. By becoming my patron, you can help me make my job easier, gathering a greater clientele, as they say. And I am the most connected person on the internet, even if all the fans haven't heard of me. Definitely can get a lot of cool names. And also, one last thing, I am trying to get to MegaCon. That's the end of September. That's a convention, big convention from what I hear. I haven't been there yet. that happens down in Florida. Is it Orlando? No, something with a T. Damn it. I want to say Tapas. That's that's the webcomic site. Oh, you know, you can Google it. But yeah, MegaCon is a huge convention that I want to go to, not only because Thomas and Mark from Down Comic will be there and tabling, and I'll be able to show up for a couple hours throughout the weekend to sign and promote everything they have going on. Mark has already bought a couple of issues that Backman and I worked on to have for people, so I could sign and them to buy it, I guess. And maybe I'll even have a print or two of my own to shove in people's hands. But yeah, not only that, but my brother and his wife, that you may know as Amanda Connor. That's right, Jimmy Palmiotti is my brother, and Amanda Connor is my sister-in-law. They will be tabling and doing probably panels and whatnot at MegaCon, so it'll be a chance to hang out with them a little bit, maybe at the con, but definitely afterwards. I do plan to be in Florida for a couple of days. So if you're a fan of my work, or just a friend online, or what have you, maybe you're strictly a friend, a fan of my work, and you'll be able to come out at the convention and might want to see my face or not. Might want me to sign something or not. Yeah, plan to be there after. And you can help me do that by becoming a patron. I also have a link to a tip jar, which is a PayPal link that you can go to and throw me a couple bucks or throw me some chump change. Or throw me a good sum of money, whatever you choose. It's a one-time deal, unlike Patreon, which is more of subscription-based, although you could do it one time. But if you do it long-term, it's a great, big, huge help. Every little bit helps. But yeah, I plan to be at MegaCon and make that happen. Enough kibitzing. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please like. Definitely love to see your comments below. So please leave a comment. Anything you want me to cover in future episodes, universally on my YouTube channel, or specifically to the THEE100s comic book making challenge, please, put question in bold letters and then have your question afterwards. That makes it easier for me to see. I hate doing but I guess that covers everything. Yeah, I love seeing your comments. Share this video if you really, really care. That in essence, that is also a dollar amount in my book. If you freaking share my videos on Facebook, Twitter, what have you, Instagram, on YouTube, in your videos, then yeah, that's like throwing me money just as well, and I totally, utterly appreciate it. Some have done in the past, so you can join them and be in my best friend column. Yeah, that's enough for today. I love you all. I appreciate you all, and I hope to see you again every time around as I produce these videos. So bless you. Have a great day, and I'll see you again soon. That is all. Truly, that is all right now. It's hard saying goodbye. You thought I completely forgot about the story, didn't you? Don't be a meanie. I know you did. The title of this episode being $40 a page for a 120-page graphic novel. That was an offer I received from a very small publisher I won't name, but they were offering me $40 a page. Let me do some math here live. My calculator, here we go. We are talking, that's $4,800 I turned down, which wasn't easy, but one, I believe I can make that on my own. Fingers crossed. Two, I definitely believe I can make better working for other people, and I know that for a fact. But the hardest thing was turning it down at the moment when, briefly here and there I had a day job, but at the point that I received this, and this is months ago, you could go back over my Facebook and find it. The great thing about it is that, I had so many responses to that post. Because it's not far in the realm of a reasonable amount, and it wasn't like say Thomas Tenney's Pencils on Down that I would be inking. It was a little more simpler. That's not a word. You know what I mean. It's late. I'm recording this past midnight. And cat's cleaning themselves in my faces. But yeah, it's not a bad page rate. But for me, it is. And, but I am, if not anything else, highly flexible as far as different projects coming my way. And mind you, I didn't know anyone personally involved in this. So that's one thing. It's if it was somebody I was fanning at work and wanted to work with them, maybe. But this is just somebody totally new who approached me on Messenger and offered me this deal. Okay, what I want to mention right now is that, this was offered to me. I took some time to think about it. I didn't respond right away. But in the end, I chose to not take the deal. And a couple of things happened after that. It's like I put the word out to a few friends, inkers, since that's what they were looking for, and tried to connect them to the publisher. Above and beyond that, it was out of my hands. I turned the job down, and I forgot about it for a little bit, and and then I posted about it. To which I did get a couple, maybe 3-4 responses in regards to, hey, give them my name, which it's like, well, don't you think I already did that? I was kind of thinking to myself. But it's I get approached all the time about, hey, I'm a colorist looking for coloring work. I know you probably don't have any, but if you know anybody, that kind of thing. Inkers, colorists seem to be mostly what I get. No writers approach me. Bums me out. But yeah, so I turned it down, even though I could. Looking at the lump sum, I could have definitely used that, and it would have made the next couple of months so much easier. But looking back, and now that it's been a while, and to look where I am at today, I'm kind of glad I did, because it's really the struggle and the failures on my own that give me a little more courage and give me a little more focus to exactly what I want to and wish to accomplish. And in the end, it's about the value I put to myself and to my work and my commitment to it. And that, in a big way, is why I started these 100 days. I'm committed to doing this all the way through, committing to doing it as professionally as possible. I've been tripping along these early days, and hopefully it'll smooth out. Even though there's big challenges ahead that I know I will be facing within these 100 days. Well, hopefully, if everything goes well. I do plan to move. I do plan to upgrade internet. Think complications that will interrupt progress possibly, but I'm not going to let it. Yes, I am currently behind. I've reviewed this video, meaning I took footage of myself inking, but that's not to say I didn't put in my 30 minutes every day on time, and I have, and I'm proud of that. And now I'll be catching up on the videos, and I'm making, I'm making progress on the 2 comics I've been working on thus far. Mostly Blood Rights, and a little retro. You'll see more retro coming up. And that's what it's all about. Just putting in the time, getting what I got already started, finished, and then on to the next phases, above and beyond just inks. So yeah, I took a moment. To say that, well, this is definitely like it's kind of like taking on a job. I've done that a number of times in my career, where everything is cool. It's like I want to be on every book. But in the end, it's not just about being published in another book. It's not just about being, having another paycheck. It's part of a bigger picture of where I want to go. And, working on a book like Down is like, I know I'm working with an incredible team, and that's hard to pass up. And yeah, other stuff I can't mention. But definitely working with the crew on Blood Rights, they're pretty amazing, each in their own right. maybe not as well known, although, Rodney has a big following, and I'd be glad to get his audience added to my own, because I know we've run in different circles, and but his work is amazing. He's a phenomenal artist, and I always wanted to work with him. I'm so happy to. And Rich Fuchsia, I had a brief encounter with him years ago on Razor, and Razor is Edward Hartz's creation, comic, bad girl comic in the 90s. Now he's working on the film, which got an actress, and it's freaking amazing. But yeah, Rich, I know from back when, and I just approached him. I was like, I have this character, Retro, and this is me thinking to myself, I really would like to do a comic with him, and I'm not too sure about my pencils. So, hey, I know this guy. This guy's an old friend. Haven't talked to him in a long time. Connected with him, called him, and asked him if he would be interested. And yeah, he said he'd do it. And yeah, so my apologies to Rich. It's been 8 long years, well, give or take. Well, maybe a little longer. But I'm going to get this bad boy done and published. The same thing with Bright Eyes. Not as long a span, but, even like if it's last month's project that's not done, it's been too long. All right, I won't go on much longer, but yeah, the title of this episode was $40 a page for a 120-page graphic novel. And essentially, I was approached, and it was like pretty much a guarantee, which you don't get often. So it was a guaranteed almost $5,000 in my pocket, not even counting the artwork I would get back and be able to sell. So it was above $5,000. Yeah, I took a pass in favor of what I'm trying to do right now, which is grow my studio, do my own books, work on projects with people I want to work on. And yeah, there's a lot more collaborations I'll be talking about coming up, and a lot more goings on as I can divulge. So thanks again. Give a like, comment, share, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you again next time. This time for sure. All right, love y'all. Bye.